Got water? Nope. Your waitress is fired. You have to fire that waitress. Leaving your cup half full? How long has it been like that? Don't tip that waitress. Don't you dare. Is there anything else I can get for you? Here, taste this. What day is it? Monday. Nope. That don't sound right. Let's call it, I believe it's the day of the sun. I believe it's Sunday. The 5th of February? What did I do with my drink? Oh, it's right here. Here, try this, Ma. It's cherry Sprite. That'd be cool if they had a strawberry flavored Sprite.
That's good.
Why don't they do that? What's the matter with those people? What's wrong with them? Don't they know that you got these grown-ups that have been tasting these flavors their whole life,
Right.
and if you keep recreating the flavors, grown-ups will buy them. Heck, my pre-childhood programming, I don't care what it is. If it's blue, I'll drink it.
If it's blue.
Just because I like drinking blue stuff.
Blue.
Stuff that's blue. They don't even necessarily gotta taste good. If it's blue, nothing with no booze in it. I'd like to keep my spirit intact these days, thank you. I don't need no demons seeping in there, frickin' remote controlling me. I gotta fight those demons. Yeah, I did a pretty good job today, I'd say. I did a pretty good job fighting those demons today, and I'm about to tell that story. You ready, Ma? For story time? Alright, let's do this. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka. I'm empath. I like having these little talks on the way I feel about these things I'm wearing. It might be the time for my shirt. We might be stepping into an age. I'm not doing no 666. I'm not doing no hand things. People are so... You know, someone gets a screen grab of that. Anyway, straight people like rainbows too. Oh, it looks like I dribbled a little bit. Came up with that when I was about 9 years old. I initially wanted to put it on bumper stickers. And then ended up putting on these t-shirts. So, a couple things I didn't finish yesterday. Oftentimes, I'll name videos things, and then I'll get carried away, and I don't want to go too long, so I'll just abruptly end the video, and I don't entirely finish the thought process in which I intended. And so, whoops. Between me and Mom, we got about a whole brain. So, whole memory, not a whole brain. That's not fair to say. A whole memory. Anyway, yesterday was taken into consideration. I used to be in service work, and I had this crap position, and it lasted 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like this girl that we went out on we dated like 3 weeks. I mean, I don't think she would count it either. Okay. I mean, she's married, has kids, you know, they I'm better than one of those fix-it churches for gays. If a woman wants to assure her heterosexuality, hang out with Marge for a while. You will stick with men. Anyway, I'm fun though. I am fun. They never forget me. They try real hard. But I know I creep in there every now and again. I'm not easy to forget. So the chick that nominated me for the position, it was just like it was just like out of spite. It was a shitty thing. And then I got roped into all this extra service work for 2 years, which, whatever, whatever. It makes for a funny story now. So, so I was like a representative in a business capacity in a meeting full of friends of Bill W. We'll just say that. I'm trying to freaking respect the 11th tradition here, so I'm trying to speak in general terms. And all these people, none of them like volunteered for this position, but all of them had ideas of how this meeting should be run. So they'd come up to me often and tell me how this should be, and I would, and so it was, someone said to me, probably one of my life mentors said, what you gotta do is when somebody like gives you advice that you don't want, that's why when I share, I try to share my experience so people learn from that and they can take, learn from my mistakes, man. That's what I'm here for. Learn from my mistakes. So someone said, what you got to do is you just look at, just listen to what they say, smile, nod, and say, I'll take that into consideration, and then file it in the little round file with all the rest of the I don't give a fucks.
Oh, this sounds so bad. I haven't laughed this so long when I've been my life.
Thank you. Be well. Have a nice day. So, today was a pretty full spectrum, pretty full spectrum day for me. It was, I got to see if my inner work has been working, and I dare say it's been paying off, because today, and this is the only day I have, this is the only day I'm living in. I'm not living in yesterday. I'm not living in anticipation of tomorrow. I'm only living in this day. And I got an opportunity to do things different. See, because I'm really driven by emotion. And it takes a lot, especially since the 8 anthrax vaccines that I was given. In 4 months, you got 2 at a time, 1 in each arm at a time. And they put 0.5 milliliters in formaldehyde in each one. Ooh. So that's 40 milliliters of freaking, that I'm not a very large, I'm small in stature. So I already had a compromised endocrine system.
Laurie did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So my fuse has gotten shorter. My vocabulary and my tongue have gotten sharper. So what also has needed to learn to be sharpened is my restraint. Which Scorpio Moon, Cancer Rising, Aries Sun, it's been a lifelong effort because I haven't always responded. Yeah. I've responded oftentimes because when somebody will say something to me or do something and I will get my feelings hurt, and I will get my feelings hurt in an instant to the point that if this person ever made me feel this way again, shame on me, and I'm not willing to do that to myself. So I will just keep them over there. Nice knowing ya. Checking out, right? And I've come to this place oftentimes. again and again and again. Again and again and back. Oh, we're here again. Oh, here. Oh, this. Oh, it's this again. Oh, we're back here again. Oh, it's this again. And oftentimes I respond with that hurt, with the level of vigor that the recipient, they don't want to know me no more either. Which is fine. So I have been known to burn bridges. And then where the bridges were, the land, I put in TNT and I blow that up. Then I'll come in and I'll plant flowers and landscape. But I'm an INFJ. I got a big capacity and I forgive a lot of stuff. Everyone gets to that point that it's like there's so much damage done that you can't have any self-respect and continue to live that trajectory. So in mine is don't give people the opportunity to make me upset. Because people like to watch me get upset. Oh, look, there's Marge just being emotional again. There she goes. Oh, that's just Marge. Well, if I don't respond in the same way that I always did, they can't use that against me. And then I've changed. They're still doing the same behaviors that I get upset about. And that's just being discounted. That's all. Just being discounted. I asked on Christmas that we do this video. And since I didn't get to read it to my niece tonight, I'm going to go ahead and read it right here, right now, because it's important. It's a good reading. It's something that Mom wrote in 1976. So I need to turn the light up a little bit. Oh, those wrinkles! Yee! I'll be 49 in a couple months. I don't care. I earned them. Fuck it. And I love 49. I was like, one day I'm going to be 49 for a whole year, and my birthday's April 9th. Whoopee! And all right. So I'll tell this story quick, and then I'll read it. So on Christmas, it was like he had COVID. My brother had COVID, so Christmas wasn't necessarily the same for them. I'm not reading that yet, so I'm turning it down. And I came across this binder, right? And it says Jerry's Kindergarten Notebook. And he has such an idea of how things were with his limited perception. And there was so much more to it. And I just want to show him and his daughter, because Mom taught us lessons about life. It's really weird. People don't teach their kids life lessons. And we were taught a lot of life lessons. Mom had the intuitiveness, intuition. She just always had this knowing, and she has 5 planets in Sagittarius. I can't remember which ones, but she's a really neat lady. She's a neat gal. She just was robbed of her memory when a man slammed her head in a 64 Chevy Biscayne, and she had a major brainstem stroke. And she was 38. It was in her chart. So anyway, so I found this. I was really excited because I wanted to video chat with, because that seems like that's the only time I get to see him on video chat is on Christmas. Oh. And so we didn't, and so I've been patiently waiting. I've been patiently waiting for the divine right timing for this to transpire. And so thinking that was today. See, because I messaged a week ago, and then they were out of the country.
Where'd they go to?
Central America or something.
Oh,
They went, yeah, I don't know, Mexico. I don't know. I don't know. It's none of my business. I don't ever get to know nothing. And so he said, well, we'll have to, we'll be back Saturday. We'll do it Sunday. And then that was that. And then so this morning we're setting up the day. There's niece I had a birthday party. It was her friend's birthday party. Now, when he first said it was her friend's birthday, right? He didn't designate that it was like her best friend in the whole world. He didn't say which friend, right? When he first when he said that it was her birthday party, right? He didn't say that till like way later. So as it unfolds, see, because I have a thing about being discounted because I've been discounted my whole life. Like, I mean, I always, if there was something else to do with anybody in my family or me, I would always get bumped, so they do the other stuff. My brother, the night I graduated high school, he took a shift at UPS because he worked at UPS, and he was like, I was just going to help everybody else out because it was graduation, but it didn't help me out. And just people haven't shown up a lot for me. That's how I learned to show up for people. See, because I know how much it hurts when people aren't there for you. So, give an opportunity. If somebody needs me, I'll be there. Anyway, so I was all excited and because I even said it was like, it was real brief. It was like, so Saturday I said planting a seed, and then I want to read a couple things, and then he's like, okay, but we're currently out of the country. And I was like, okay, because I asked to do this on Christmas, right? And it's just nothing has ever panned out. And then, okay, surprise, all right. And then so, and at the end I said, please, because you gotta act all the right ways with the Virgo, you can't, don't be too Aries with the Virgo, kid gloves, fucking precious. Anyway, Virgo and balanced. There's plenty of Virgos balanced that one of my favorite people on the planets, but he's in balance. He's got discipline and a spiritual practice, and he thinks about and uses his time helping other people a lot. Not just to get a paycheck either. That doesn't count for service work. People get it twisted all the time. So, and then it was like, this morning, okay, we got in late last night. She has a birthday party from 10:30 to 1. That's a 2.5 hour birthday party, right? And then the other sister had something at 5 volleyball. Yeah? All right. Okay. So I go, okay, now quick, Marge, what do you got to do today? Okay. Open your day. Between, all right. So 2:30 to 5. Okay? And now I told him on several occasions that I don't do good. I'm better in the morning. I don't do good about stuff that might be provoking emotion, because I get emotional in the evening. I get up early, 4:30, 5 o'clock. By the time 5 o'clock in the evening rolls around, I can get weepy, and then he don't want to tolerate it, and it's just I don't want to deal with any of that. Neither does he. So I told him several times, I do better in the morning. That's why I don't like having conversations in the evening. And I don't want to start crying in front of my niece. Do we have to talk to Aunt Marge? She cries a lot. It's just, I know how things are going to unplay. I just know things, man. And I've been right more than I've been wrong. And people still question me. When they listen to me talk, they're nodding their head up and down. Because I'm right a lot. Even though I made a lot of mistakes. But I learn from my mistakes. That's where wisdom derives from, ladies and gentlemen. But if you never make mistakes in life, how much wisdom does one really have? So, less than 10 minutes. Just a couple of things their grandma wrote. So between one to, okay. All right. Then I get, her friend asked for her to stay longer. So instead of it ending at 1:30, your friend wanted her to be there until 3:30. So that cuts into like a lot. And so I was like, now you just said her friend, right? Still doesn't say her best friend. Still at this point, right? Helly's friend just asked her to stay longer. Asked her to have her back around. Okay. I said, all right. And I thought about it. I said, no, that's too late. I got to make you dinner. I got to let all the dogs out. I don't want to rush and do all this stuff because then I'm going to get frustrated with them because they're not going fast. I don't want to do none of that because I'm being bumped again. Again! And then I said, actually, that is not a good time, so maybe another day. Because I know how I am. And then he comes back, would 4:30 be better? That's 5:30 here, that's later. No. Later is not better, maybe next weekend. So I get, okay, but he's helping a buddy, it won't be till 2:14. I said, whatever. Whatever, I'm at your mercy. I will just be grateful and gracious, whatever crumb I am allowed in the world, in your realm. All who will have me. We're done. It's been my whole life. It's just something else I get to bless and release. Just something else to get over. It's okay. So, I just want to leave it at that, right? I said, whatever. I thought we had an agreement to behave like adults and be honest about our feelings. I said, I'm processing. Because I know myself. And to thy own self be true. All right, fair enough. Appreciate you telling me that. I know we had planned on chatting today. But didn't realize the later time was a deal breaker. I explained it several times. Didn't realize that you didn't retain the 3 times I've told you this in history. That I don't do good later in the evening. Clarity. Right? I try to be clear. Clear and concise. Right? All right. And it says, I'm not happy about being put off for a child's request. I'm an adult and I asked first. I made the initial request December 25th. And then he comes back with, it's her best friend. They adore, I know who her best friend is. If he would have said that in the first exchange, okay, I understand. I get it. I get it. I get it. Birthdays are, that would have been something different. He never disclosed that pertinent person. And then he goes on, and then it's like it's a thing. And I said, no need to counter, because he's a lawyer. So it's everything. I can't just have my emotions. My emotions and feelings are never mine. Because other people don't want to, they know that I have a right to have my feelings hurt. They just don't care. right? It's okay, it's your problem. You're a grown adult. Handle your own emotions, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, it's just, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that. All right, yeah, yeah. I'll do that, right? And then I said, okay, so no need to counter. My feelings are not an offer. And I just left it. I'm just like, I don't want to talk anymore, like this conversation's over. Because I'm keeping chill. Moon's full. Who knows if it's gonna stick? And the full moon's in Cancer, and I'm Cancer rising. So I'm just like, all right. And then he came back with something about comparing me to, and he was trying to be insulting to me, and that's when I put it down, and I went on about my day, and I said, Marge, this is how you can do it different, is that I don't have to respond. So I'm gonna go ahead and read these letters that I was gonna read to my niece tonight, and I'll give them the opportunity. One day I'll read them to her. Just didn't happen today. See, the thing of it is we had a very hectic, traumatic childhood. It was very stressful. And as an adult, looking at it with an adult brain and, and things like that, I see 25-year-olds today, and I think about the stuff that mom contended with. Not just like it was hard, because divorce is hard. Divorce is hard enough as it is on people. You got to split your stuff up. Somebody's got to move, right? You had it extra hard because we were in the county, which my father's mother was very influential in. And she knew people. So they used their clout, their friends, to find things out. I mean, we got kidnapped. When I was born, they took out they cut half of mom's uterus. They took out one ovary. But when I was like 3 years old is when they took out the other ovary. Is when they finished. See, they did a partial hysterectomy and then they completed it. When I was like 3. And we were in the doctor's office. And I follow mom everywhere. Little kids do that. I'm 3, I'm going to go in the room with my mom. I'm going to, if I'm not allowed to look, I'll turn around, in the corner or whatever. But I'm not going to be away from my mom because there's stories about that later. Because of this stuff like this too. And so, the doctors said she was just getting like they were looking at her incision site. I mean, it was like a quick visit, kind of thing. And they made me and my brother stay out in the frickin' lobby. A 3 and a 5-year-old. No other adult. Just stay out here, right? And then we're out there for a while, and then all of a sudden my aunt shows up. Gia.
Oh, Gia.
She shows up. Say your mom called. Now Gia is my dad's sister. My mom did not call Gia. The doctor's office called Gia. Let us know when her appointment is. Let her know when these kids are here. We took off with we're gonna go get ice cream and then I'll bring you back to your mom later. And then mom had to walk out of that room and have no idea where her kids were. And then I imagine 25 years old having to figure out where your 2 children were when the whole system was conspiring to take us away from her. Just because my dad who would never have raised us, the guy was like a machismo freaking, ladies man in the, freaking truck driver, kids were not his scene, man. So, to come out and to have there was there's story after story about that. They had her admitted in a Atascadero hospital for the criminally insane because a drunk man was harassing us when our car broke down. And Mom was defending us. And the drunk guy didn't go to jail. Drunk guy on a motorcycle doesn't go to jail. Mom because she swung a chalk and it freaking broke the guy's, and she was just defending her bear cubs. They didn't call us, they could have called us a tow truck,
Yeah.
Gave us a ride. Oh, no, none of that happened. It's, this is all Greg's ex. Let's make things extra hard for her, Part of the custody, so, she had an old crappy car, lived in Morro Bay, grandparents lived in Atascadero. We didn't have no money, I was so poor, but she had to drive 100 miles a day to make sure my brother got to school because my grandma didn't want to do it. So she's just like, hey, just make her do it. Could you add that? Just things to make things hard for people. And I think it's just like the freaking, all of this after having how many surgeries on your feet when you were born with your club feet?
Oh, a lot.
7? On each?
Yeah. 4,
6 or 7?
6,
On each foot?
yeah.
Where they used her as a guinea pig and
Club feet.
yeah, she was born with club feet. So she was in 1950. She was like the experimental surgeries, tendon replacements and all. Let's try this. Maybe this will work. Oh, that's all right. If it doesn't, we'll just do it again. She was, come on, man. The lady she's a freaking national. She should be freaking considered a national treasure. The freaking shit that freaking people have put her through in her life. And she's Native American because everybody cares about Native Americans, right? Native Americans don't give a shit about Native Americans unless they're gonna get something for it. Freaking. So everybody just sold their soul, man. Just so many people have sold their souls. Got so freaking gross. People aren't even worth hanging out with, man. No, it don't even matter the economic background. People aren't just. I just see carbon copy. I think AI already exists because people see things that they want to be on here. And then they dress like, hey, that looks cool. And then they wear the outfit, But it's all artificial. There's nothing genuine and authentic about these people. And there's so many people like to try things on. Look at all these people living that freaking best, that best van life or whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of people living in their vans. They think it's fun. They think it's cute. It's like you ask the people that are doing it because they have to and they don't got no other alternative, But look, people try stuff on. They try stuff on. Life is to be experienced. They delve into this. They try this. They dabble. Human beings aren't in it for longevity. They don't even have careers like they did anymore. When last time I was gotten a W-2 was 2016, and the lifespan was like 3 years. And there's a lot of big tech. PayPal's in Omaha. They had a lot of companies moved to Chicago because what states do is they offer these huge companies like, dude, we'll give you all these ginormous subsidies and tax breaks and bro club bullshit if you just keep your company here to help drive our economy, right? And then but other states, we'll offer you more. So a lot of like ConAgra, that was headquartered right down in ConAgra Park and right down there and in the downtown part of Omaha, but they moved to Illinois too. Yeah, they moved to Illinois too. So a lot, just people. And the reason why they have headquarters in certain places is because the people that run the companies want to live in these places.
Oh,
It's so absurd. Like they'll uproot people's entire families. Get out of here with that. And even this right here. Here's another example of just bullshit that mom had to put up with. Like, other people are welcome to share their stories of crap their parents had to put up with if they got them too. But listen to this. It says, Miss Hessick, I'm sorry I didn't send Jerry on the bus. His story was just too convincing. From now on, if there isn't a note, he goes on the bus. Sorry, Susan Frank. So you went to the bus stop to pick up your son, and he's not there, and then you get to determine where he is. Because, what the I mean, just you've had to put up with an inordinate amount of shit in your life just because people are fucking and it's still perpetuated. I mean, it's still like that. Anyway, all right, I'm going to read this. I don't want to run too long. I'm at 37 minutes. This is only going to take a minute. Ma, you wrote this on... Get out of here with that. September 8th, 1976. That was old boy on his first day of school. This isn't... They put these little tags on them with their name and their address. Anyway. Identification tag for kindergarten children. It's all just back then. Let's have these printed out. That'll keep this children safe. Stupid. Bureaucrats are dumb. All right. Today is a very special day because it is the first day of school for you. It's the beginning of 13 plus years. Fascinating years of learning and growing up and understanding yourself. When you walked into your kindergarten class today at Mountain School in Ventura, California, you walked into very excited and happy. I hope you'll always be able to approach all new experiences in your life in the same way. You also walked into your class on your own, and she underlined that. Mom didn't take your hand and walk you to the door because there are many, many things in life that you have to do on your own. And Mom wants you to learn how to do things on your own starting now! Exclamation point. Jerry, there really aren't many things that you can't lose or someone can't take from you or something that doesn't lose value over a period of time. However, there are two things that I found so far in my life, all 25 years, that don't fit into any of the previous categories, and those two things are knowledge and pride. Knowledge and pride are both fruits of our own efforts. Knowledge comes from our own desire to know and our own discipline to learn. Discipline! That word, Ma. You ruined me with that word. Pride comes from our own desire to achieve and through our own discipline and persistence in reaching our personal goals. Love learning and you'll love life. Love, Mom.
I like that.
That was good. She had another one she wrote October 2nd, 1976. And this one is just as important today as it was then. I'll just read the first couple of paragraphs and then I'm going to wrap it up. Dear Jerry, I've been listening to the TV shows and you and Margie have been watching lately, and at the point in time there is so much emphasis on perfection or superhuman qualities. that it could become very confusing to you if you ever think that you have to be perfect or a Superman. Jerry, no one is perfect and no one is a Superman, so don't expect yourself to be perfect or to be a Superman. But do expect yourself to be the best person you are capable of being based on your age and your own experiences. There's also a big emphasis on things that are instant, or things that are supposedly are what a person needs right now. She underlined that. Instant gratification. I talk about that a lot. Must be my mother's daughter. Just remember this, good things take a little longer. If there's something that you are really interested in and would like to have, please pause for a moment. Restraint, discipline. And ask yourself, do I really need it or do I really want it? There is a difference. There's a certain personal pride or a feeling of self-mastery that comes with being patient. It's my opinion that it's better to have fewer material possessions and own them all than to have many and own none. Credit buying on time. You appreciate it, or I mean to say it's my opinion that you appreciate what you actually own more than you appreciate what you are buying on time. My opinion, again, possessions that belong to you receive better treatment and are kept up better because it does matter. They are yours. She said, love always, Mom. And then the bottom, it's P.S. I love this part. I emphasize the fact that it's my opinion because you are a person yourself and you have your own ideas and opinions. We are two different people and our opinions may sometimes be different. Just because our opinions are different doesn't mean either of us are right or wrong.